Hey folks, Pat here from Rain Country, and today I'm working up some firewood. I got some Douglas fir old buckskin logs. So today I'm gonna attempt to split some of this stuff on my 7-ton electric wood splitter here. It's made by Boss. It's a ES 7T20. And so I've actually been pretty happy with this little wood splitter. Like I say, I got this thing hooked to my solar charging system right now. We're getting pretty good sun today. It's a nice sunny day, so our batteries are topped off. So I'm going to fire this little thing up here and see if I can split my wood here. You're going to see firsthand whether or not I can split this big old piece of fir here. I bought this little wood splitter here so we can run it off of our solar, and that way we're not burning any gas or burning any commercial power. I got all this wood here to split up. Old growth is typically a lot easier to split, but once you get it into like this one here, it's pretty hard to split by hand until you get it apart, and then it's really easy splitting as far as I'm concerned. But I'm not getting any younger, and neither is my back. So I picked this thing up here, I think it was a couple of years ago, and I think we got a video of it, of me busting up some more rounds with it. But this is by far the biggest one. Like I say, this is Douglas fir, old growth. Quite impressed with that little splitter. That's the other thing I wanted to share with you guys is I have quite a bit of this fir here that's got some pitch pockets in it, and I'm going to call the pitch fire honey because it works really well on I mean, it looks like honey sometimes coming out of the tree, and it works really handy for starting fires. It looks just like honey though when it's coming out, when it's in a wet form. I took some out of this piece yesterday, and this cavity here was just plumb full of Douglas fir pitch. And here it is all here on this little old slab of wood here. I'm gonna save some of this stuff, and you know, a guy can put it in his emergency kit. Very flammable. I got some more here that's in a dried form. It's a little bit drier. Very sticky. It smells wonderful. You can see the pitch pocket right here. It kind of follows the grain around and stops. They're just pockets of tree sap or pitch that gathers up. I've always been under the impression that the sap or the tree pitch there is got mending properties to it for the tree, and also I heard it was also a antibacterial, has antibacterial properties for wounds and different things. Any guys out there that can add to that, make a discussion down in the comments below, and you know, educate each other on what's going on. Here's another just absolutely huge pitch pocket cavity. You know, this is full of sawdust. You know, when I was cutting the tree down this way, you know, the sawdust gets loaded up into the cavity here. This would be full of pitch, and You can't really dog in the saw. You have to kind of lighten up on it and keep your RPMs up on the saw, or your saw will just burn up the bar and possibly even burn up your engine on the saw if you truly try to dog into something like that. When I was cutting this, the pitch was just pouring out of the log. On the back side of this piece, it had the large pitch pocket, and you follow it around and you can see right here where that pitch pocket, the tail end of that pitch pocket is got dried crystallized pitch, which is again, I'm going to collect some of it. As you can see over there, I'm going to collect some of that pitch and use it for fire starter. You can see the top of this particular cut here has some more real large pitch veins in it. That's one here, and you can see where this must have been the top of the log when I was cutting, and it just ran out of the log and just got stuck to the side there. That's just really stuck on there, and it starts to dry. Well, here's a big chunk of it. You can see at the very end of it where one wall of the pitch pocket was, and then the other wall of the pitch pocket was, and that's probably about 1/2 inch in width, and there's a real big chunk of pitch in there. Like I say, that's a really good good way to start a fire. Now look at that cavity there, just plumb full of pitch. Look at all that pitch. Look at all that pitch. It's just amazing. Out here you'll have not a whole lot of pine trees, but we have fir, Douglas fir, we have spruce is another good source for finding pitch. Sometimes you can go out in the woods, you could just see it kind of pouring out of the tree, and you know, if you get in a situation where you got to build a fire, it's an excellent source for tinder. But you can see where I cut in, made this cut right here, and that pitch pocket just got impregnated with sawdust that went into the cut. And you know, you can dog down a little bit and just really do some heavy duty cutting, but when you get into a pitch pocket like that, it'll have a tendency to want to slow your saw down because things are getting gummed up. It's just, this stuff is just like adhesive. I guess you can make teas and stuff like that out of this, and it's supposed to be healthy, like tea that you can make out of the fresh green tips of spruce, cedar, and fir. You can get vitamin C and different things like that out of the making tea out of the needles. Again, verify this on your own or add in the comment section, but I'm pretty sure that you can make teas out of this, and this would be good for like cold and flu time. And but I think of it primarily for the benefit of starting fires with it, and just incredible source of pitch here. Pretty cool. Look at all that. See, this one's starting to get, this one here's starting to firm up a little bit. Fire honey. Now back to cutting a little bit of wood. wood cutting device I like to use is these little Fisker axes. And some of you might be aware of them, some of you might not be, but that is a real nice axe for splitting wood. Now there's a lot of this wood here, and you know, after I get it split in two, you know, that big round that you see, after I get it split in two with a splitting maul and wedge, you know, this axe I could probably work all of that material up with just this axe. But you can see some of those big knots that I had to work through. That little splitter right there, again, just running off the solar power, really helps out my back. I just split a little bit of wood, and after I get tired, I just quit. And well, not quit completely, but just quit for the day. Kind of know my limits, so you know, I split a few of these little rounds up, and I just go find something else to do. But anyway, yeah, Fisker's makes these little axes. It's a tried and true deal. I don't know if they've been out for a long time, maybe a few years, but you know, if Mama Rain can probably find these on Amazon, she can also find the little wood splitter. We bought that off Amazon. It was not a whole lot of money, but it sure saves Mr. Rain's back. So I use that. I used to split all my own wood by hand, just with a regular 3-pound, 5-pound maul or axe and maul. And but anymore, I do let the hydraulics do a lot of the work. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you coming out and watching me and cheering me on splitting wood.